Good evening and welcome to the Society, our weekly Vaesen RPG campaign. My name is Loki and I will be your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this, the third episode of Chapter 7, and I hope that we delight, fright and intrigue you with mystery and adventure. So without further ado, let's meet the cast, who are over here. Ta-da!
Hello. I am Matt. I play Quentin Ludensberg, and I'm a little gross today, so you can enjoy looking at the far prettier image of Quentin than my face.
Oh, bless you. Hi, I'm Charlie, and I'm playing Lily Holstein Romanoff, the socialite.
Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm playing Astrid Jensen, the Forest Ranger.
We have a number of people we would like to thank for all the resources and contributions they have provided to tonight's episode. The link should appear in the Twitch chat or in the details below if you're catching up on our YouTube.
Our virtual tabletop tonight is the incredible Roll20, featuring their dynamic lighting feature, inbuilt character sheets, and virtual dice roller. Go check them out at roll20.net. In addition, our battle maps were created using Dungeon Fog and all the amazing assets there.
Our character art was created by the extremely talented Shusha, who you can check out on her Instagram at Zhuzha UK. That's ZSUZSA UK. Our game tokens and dice roller tokens come from the Vaesen RPG rulebook by Free League and from the artist Johan Egerkrans.
The music and ambient sounds throughout the stream come from Tabletop Audio and Kevin MacLeod at Income Tech, all provided via the Roll20 Jukebox. You can check both of these amazing artists out via their websites at tabletopaudio.com and incometech.com.
Hey!
Woo!
Look at that! Smash it!
Oh, smooth.
Out of the park. Let's head on over to that intro video and then we will get ourselves underway. And we are back from the intro. Okay, so time for the recap. Ooh. Our brave souls were united at the University of Harderwijk in the Netherlands. They are investigating a rather strange set of circumstances For you see, one of the professors has been found. Murdered. But the situation is stranger than it first appears, for the professor had locked himself into a study room, and then, whilst in the room, drowned. The authorities are at a complete loss as to how to investigate such a strange death, and so they've called in an expert in none other than Quentin Ludensberg.
The Quentin.
The Quentin Ludensberg.
Gotta embrace it.
That
Gotta roll with
reminds me. Quentin has reached out to the other members of the society in order to investigate something that is quite clearly relating to the other world. Now that they're together, they have begun their investigation, and they have found some clues, one of which is a lead. The lead happens to be a professor. It is Professor Lenferink, the professor of botany, and he is one half of a pair of twins. He has offered to tell our brave souls some of the local legends, folklores, and fairy stories that are running rife in a town filled with disappearances and strange goings-on. Sat around a desk in a darkened office in the depths of the university, a little whiskey in hand. That is where we join our brave souls. And then I drop you here, and then I press this button, and then I kind of do like this, and then I press this button, and voila.
It's like we never left.
Because you didn't. So we join our brave souls. Whiskey. Strange professor.
I will leave the chair for one of my fine compatriots, and I will just sort of lean against the wall.
I will totally leave the chair for Lily.
Naturally. I will take the chair.
But we've already failed. Neither of us pulled the chair out for the lady.
That's it, you're done.
It was
Done for.
noted.
It was noted!
Bad
Absolutely.
outfits didn't pull the chair out for you. We are doing real bad in Lily's estimations.
Wow.
We're going in the diary later.
Words. Okay.
What were we talking about last time?
I believe some stories were offered.
Yes, I think they
Of
were some
legends.
stories and legends.
They were indeed.
Oh, they were about. Hang on. It's been useful if I looked at my notes before the meeting. I am what they called prepared. I think not. About some ghost. Oh God. The Barderman.
The Barnerman.
Barnerman. There we
It
go.
was close!
I was going to say, I mean, look, you can see the handwriting there. It's awful.
It was
It's also
beautiful.
blurry and everything.
Such a talent to write so blurry.
I know, it's amazing. No wonder I can't read it, is it?
The Vaesen must have a hand in this.
Blurred all my notes.
So, Anton, or Professor Lenferink, depending on how formal you wish to be, he puts down the bottle of whiskey on the desk and then turns to look at you all and dims the lighting in the room ever so much. The university is a little bit of a, as you've noticed, you did the tour. The university is a little odd in that almost all of the university is gaslit. It has in it what probably would have been an engineering masterpiece back in the day, but now it's a little old-fashioned for what some of you are starting to get used to in the electric light department. But he dims the light a little bit, clearly trying to create a suitable mood. And he
Don't get me wrong, you said gaslit, I thought about something else, but sure.
Oh! No, like illuminated via the power of burning gas.
I see you.
It's just gaslighting us.
Am I not always? Is that not what the G stands for in GM?
I always wondered.
He dims the lighting a little bit, creating a suitably spooky mood. And he turns and says, "Where to begin? I guess we should start with a small history lesson. For it is from the history that all of these stories were born. Have any of you heard of St. Lucius Flood?
Have we?
Good question. If you feel like your character might be a history person, give me a learning roll.
I mean,
we have
depending...
one hinder and one help already.
Don't get me wrong, depending on the, topic or like the field that this person will be famous for, maybe.
I'm going to give it a learning role just because Lily's been busy in a library, so she may have picked up a book, she may not have done.
Just getting busy in the library.
Just getting busy in the
Lord.
library.
I mean,
Stop with a candlestick or something, we're fine.
I think Elstrad may, depending again on the field that this person is famous for, so
I'll take
maybe.
the hinder then.
Yeah, if they ain't
roll.
crime related, Quentin doesn't care.
Yeah, it's not a crime, it's a natural
Then
disaster.
no.
I think maybe, yeah, I'm gonna roll as well, but are you sure you want the hinder?
I've taken the hinder,
Okay.
and I failed it, so Lily's got no.
So I'll take the help, I guess.
Go for it.
Come on, powers of the chat. Come on.
Oh,
Ooh.
Goes well for the night.
okay.
Yeah. Hey, statistics says.
Why don't you remind us, little Rusty? Make sure know exactly what it is.
Of course. It's important that you understand, and you'll see why. St. Lucius Flood was a terrible disaster long ago. You see, before then, the centre of the Netherlands was filled with a great lake. A fresh water lake, to be precise. But then, a disaster in the north of the country led to the North Sea, breaking through barriers, striking across land, and it flooded and poured into the country. No dam, no bridge, no sea wall could defend. The sea would not be stopped. Thousands of people drowned. And the freshwater lake became the Zuider Zee. For the sea, once it had come into the country, never left. It is one of the greatest disasters ever to befall the Netherlands. All driven by the power of a storm and Mother Nature herself. There are towns and villages that were just swept away. It became known as St. Lucia's Flood, and many ghost stories surround the waters of the Zuider Zee. And it is one such story I believe you're interested in. The story of the Barneman.
We've heard the name before at this point in this past few
Well,
days.
I'm not surprised. For, according to the locals, it is he who haunts the streets of Harderwijk at night. You see, every night, ever since they began building the Almere polder, the spookuur has come. Around midnight, the witching hour, the souls of the dead, the lost, and the damned are rising from their graves and wandering through the streets, haunting the living. Story goes that fishermen in the days when Harderwijk was a port would sometimes see the Barneman. He's a ghost, an apparition, a ghast, a spook. He would appear to them and hold an eerie light against his chest. And he would walk his way over the Zuider Zee towards the harbour. His appearance was always a terrible omen, and all the fishermen would turn back and return to port. For it signified a terrible storm or a great danger on the sea. I spoke to some of the staff, and I don't mean just the townsfolk. And there have been witnesses. Several of the staff who have left the university late at night have seen strange mists, ghostly apparitions. They've heard footsteps and voices, the very haunting of the town. But I will tell you who it is who first reminded me of the story of the Barneman. It was Professor van der Schroer. You know, she sits in that astronomy tower at night, gazing out at the stars. Well, quite recently, it wasn't a heavenly light that she was watching. It was a strange and eerie lamplight that wandered through the city streets. She said it gave her the creeps. It spooked her out. But she couldn't stop watching, like she was captivated. It wandered through the streets and then out into the sea, towards the construction site. And of course, that would be on the same night as another disappearance from the city.
Are we familiar? Obviously, we spent some time in the occult library and the library at the under the mountain. Have we read anything related to Vaesen or creatures or just similar stories of light
Yes.
related to?
Yes.
Okay.
You would have encountered many, many stories where what Anton is saying ticks all the boxes.
Okay.
This sounds like a will-o-wisp. A strange, ominous, floaty light that is related to water and also connected to damned souls that have drowned.
I mean, you say will-o-wisp, you're getting a reaction out of me.
Has there been an area of the city that has had more sightings than the rest, or all over?
Well, it would seem the closer to the water, the more disturbed the townsfolk seem to be. Again, this is all just folklore and superstition, but it is exciting, don't you think?
Of course.
I've tried to speak with the construction, the engineer and the foreman here leading the great build. It would be interesting to know if sightings have been seen on the new island.
Very much so. And you've been unable to discuss it with them?
They keep dismissing them as flights of fancy, which I guess I can understand. Folklore and fairy stories are flights of fancy, but I find them interesting. I love a good spooky story.
Yes, they are.
GM,
Wonderful.
is this the professor for maths or is that his sister?
His sister is maths.
His
He
sister's
is
maths.
botany.
I knew one was one and one was the other. I just couldn't remember which one.
Yeah.
That's fine.
A special reason that I didn't accept his whiskey.
Yeah.
There's someone that knows how. It be him.
Yeah.
He's probably just a lovely bloke, and we're just so suspicious of everyone.
That's fine. I ask, is there a pattern to the disappearances? Is it every couple of days? Has anyone actually taken note?
Well, I would imagine the authorities have, but that being said, they keep telling us the same thing. That the disappearances are just people up and moving with the
Precisely.
changing climate of the town.
So they're not taking note when it happens.
Oh, just
I find it
fine.
all rather exciting and rather fascinating. Did you know that there once was a ghost that haunted the halls of the university?
You
Well.
said once.
Once, indeed.
Do they not haunt it now?
No! I found this most exciting of all, although there isn't much information around. The university likes to have a sensible and educated air about it. You can understand. So they don't tend to keep many records or stories of, well, flim-flammery.
But you obviously found some.
I did. The ghost used to haunt the corridors and the dormitories. Apparently, it was a restless spirit of a student who had died here under mysterious circumstances.
How long ago was this?
Well, it can't have been that long ago, because in my endeavour to find the whole story, I uncovered why the ghost no longer haunts the university, and I found it most interesting.
Do tell.
Well, apparently, one of the lecturers here put the ghost to rest. If you can believe such things.
Who would have such a skill?
Well, I'm sure that you've heard of him. He has a plaque upstairs, don't you know?
Yeah.
Carl Linnaeus was the name of the professor. Apparently, he was able to not only put the ghost at ease, but bring it to rest and stop the haunting completely.
That sounds quite remarkable.
Remarkable indeed. The staff have quite some stories about him. Apparently, he could just disappear into thin air. I know. Hard to believe, but there are many stories about staff seeing him entering into his room, and then when they go in to clean the room or bring something that he's asked for, he just isn't there. Spooky, right?
Magic tricks.
Well, that's what I would think. But
I knew a lovely gentleman that could do such tricks upon a stage.
I find it ever so fascinating. I do love magic and illusion. I found it very interesting that the man responsible for ending the haunting was associated with such magic.
Yes.
Shame he isn't still here, hey? Maybe he could help us with all the current goings on.
Indeed. And what stories they could tell.
Quite.
When was this? It's obviously recent memory.
Yes. The staff who remember Carl were very old.
Interesting. And you say you found some literature upon all of this?
Well,
not just
no.
the say of the...
It was the say of the staff and those who worked here, their stories. As I said, the university likes to keep a certain sensibility about its works.
And I remember us passing the plaque. The room the staff spoke of, is that where his plaque is?
Yes, that was his room.
And what is that room now?
I believe it's empty at the moment. It did belong it did belong to Panic.
You dropped yourself in that one. It didn't
I
have
did.
to belong to anybody.
It belongs
No,
to Panic.
because it
Oh my God.
belonged to the professor who was killed here.
Ah.
But now I have to try and think of what his name is, and I
His
haven't
name
said it since episode 1.
Interesting that it's the same room.
Yeah. Let's go
So
in.
we've recently lost.
It's Professor Browner. I wrote BRO and then ...
I can't find it in my Game Master notes either, so I'm gonna just gloss over it and pretend that we found the answer.
Actually, I wrote BROUN ... Does that help?
I didn't take any notes of our dead professor.
What an interesting name. ...
Right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Chat, do you guys remember the name?
Jerry has put
Oh,
in Professor
Browning.
Browning.
There
Bruni.
you go.
Thanks, Professor over there.
Thanks for the save.
It's like James is helping us from his lecture hall.
The sound of the wind.
Yes. It was his room. As the longest standing professor, he had the honour of the large room. It is empty now. Oh, gosh, do you think things might be related?
Oh, it would be wonderful if it was, but
Just coincidence.
too early to tell. Yes. Coincidence is the most likely. A shame, but sometimes the answer isn't some magnificent, wonderful tale, but something quite simplistic.
Well, I probably should stop chewing your ear off with all my old spooky stories. You do have an investigation to get on with after all.
Well,
Yeah.
these stories do help. It may not sound like it, but
Oh, well, if I can be of any help, please don't hesitate. I will try and answer any of the questions that you have.
Well, you know what question I'm going to ask now, GM. Do I trust any word you say?
Give me, Give me an observation.
Okay. I'm assuming I have a hinder.
You have a help.
What's this? 2 helps in a row?
chat, you're too kind.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Shit.
Isn't it great that you can push the roll?
Oh.
Oh no.
You can indeed push a roll and roll it again, but you do take a condition if you do so.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Chaos agent.
Yes.
Actually, I'm more of a cautionary tale. I pushed
Yeah.
many a roll, and I'm broke spectacularly.
This is one of those situations where you genuinely believe that he is fascinated by ghost stories. Like, his excitement and interest in the subject is palpable in the room. Whether you believe the ghost stories or not, that's up to Elstrid, because they're just ghost stories. They're not rooted in fact. But
Don't get me wrong. Thursday's children.
Thursday's children and And he has described Vaesen you know of, like that you have read about in the books. So maybe his stories are indeed based on experiences with Vaesen.
Have you ever seen any of these occurrences yourself? Out of interest.
Gosh darn it, I haven't. It is on my list of things to do before I die, to see a ghost.
How long have you been a professor here? How long has this research going on then?
Oh, I've been interested in spooky stories all my life. I've been a professor here with my sister now for... about 10 years, I think. We're both graduates of the university and we just stayed behind. We both had a bit of a flair for teaching.
I see it. You're a good storyteller.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, this is nothing in comparison to my love of plants. Plants first, ghosts second. Well, and not just ghosts, anything spooky, really.
And what is third, if I may ask?
That's personal.
He smiles, and then he says, good whiskey.
Yeah.
Then, again, expanding my knowledge with the plants, you must be making medical breakthroughs on the advancements in healing of both body and mind. You must tell us about any new discoveries that you've made that can help with them. It's fascinating with all these discoveries happening.
Well, I don't know if my discoveries will be as interesting to you as you think. You see, I, at the moment, am working on utilizing the properties of plants to try and create better, sturdier versions of themselves. The thinking is, can we, like we have done with the animals and with crops over many generations, can we create such breakthroughs faster by using a more scientific approach? Not just the approach of, you know, how in traditional farming you would plant the seeds of the plants that had done well previously, and through time and evolution we end up selecting the best, and the best gets better as we continue. But this takes a very long time. My theories and investigations are looking into, can we take the best traits from one species and create them in another?
So you're guiding nature's hand. Trying.
Yes, maybe. I think guiding nature makes it sound like we have any clue what we're doing, and we don't.
Indeed. And sometimes a fine plant can come from the worst of seeds.
Yes, and that is the power of nature. But at least with the scientific method, we can try and analyze and make hypotheses and theories. We have had some breakthroughs so far. We were looking at plants that are able to survive drastic wet weather, and looking at combining it with wheat and grain that don't like the rain. And we're having some results. Not as drastic as we had hoped, but then maybe it takes several cycles to perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested in medical breakthroughs, well, you'll need to speak to Professor Haller. He's a little strange, but he is a genius.
Oh, we've met him.
We're aware.
Already. He made an impression.
Yes.
He is a little eccentric.
Rude.
Well, I mean, I doubt he's had very many opportunities to practice his social skills. Cadavers aren't the most talkative of things.
You have a fair point.
But I agree, he does need to practice his bedside manner somewhat. Can you believe he was a doctor?
I'm glad he was not my dog.
Yes, me too. Although we shouldn't speak ill of other professors, but he is a little strange.
Yes.
And do you know when he started his tenure here?
Oh, he's been here a while now. He was an old hat when we started. It's been a little tenuous, but he has managed to keep his tenor.
So you get in trouble often, or just general lack of social awareness?
Are you asking me as a detective, or as a curious party?
I'll just jiggle the glass of whiskey in my hand as an answer, and just take a sip. As drinking buddies.
Okay, give me a manipulation roll.
And since though I am trying to cheat or deceive, I get my +2 from deceptive.
You also have a hinder! Yay!
Damn it.
Can't I help with my lovely winning smile?
We can be distracting, maybe.
No, this is a specific role.
Come on.
Come on.
Bonus of 1.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Take that, chat. I mean,
Thank you, John, for all your help.
we love all your helps, chat.
He thinks for a moment and then decides that it might be relevant for your investigation. Maybe he feels like he shouldn't keep a secret, and he trusts you. You're a detective after all.
And he's had some whiskey.
And he's had some whiskey, and he has lovely company. He says, well, there have been a couple of incidents. I feel that he has managed to retain his position simply because he is such a genius and a great boon to the university, but I don't know all the details, but I have heard the gossip. There have been a few run-ins with students. Some inappropriate activities with the student base.
As it's Hala, do we get the impression this is of a carnal nature or of a surgeries, him testing his theories?
You're not sure. You're not sure.
I'm not sure I want to ask either.
You're not sure. Professor, you're starting to realise that Professor Lentfrink also isn't the greatest socialite in the universe. He spends a lot of time with his sister and plants, and that's really about it. And she's not a great social either. So when he's given you this information, he's given it to you in a way where, like, I guess he kind of thinks that you'll be able to deduce what he means.
This has been lovely.
Yeah.
Yes,
Maybe we can
quite.
do it again before this is all over.
Yes, that would be delightful. If I find any more information, I will, of course, bring you the spooky stories as soon as I have them.
I thank you. And if you do want to see any of these sites, I would maybe go to the astronomy tower and look from there, not wander the streets.
Yes,
In case
I've
something
tried
happened
both,
to you.
if I'm honest. But to no avail.
You never know.
Well, I shouldn't keep you.
Of
Yeah,
course.
so look at my watch and sort of like, it is getting late.
Mm.
Maybe we should retire for the evening.
The night is young, but maybe.
We had a long travel.
Yes.
Well, I just
Well.
want to thank you for your time.
Yes.
And the stories have been amazing.
Oh, well, thank you for your kind ears.
Maybe you should write them down one day and get them all brought together about this area.
I have thought about it. Imagine a grimoire of spooky stories.
It should excite and thrill anybody for an evening read. Well, once you do it, do send over the manuscript and I'll give it a once over before you put it to as the publishers. And you know what? I think I may know one or two, so do let me know and I'll see if I can get you a little chat.
Oh, I would love that. Thank you.
My pleasure. Well, on that note, I will leave you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes, and you. If there's anything else I can be assistance of, just let me know.
We will. Thank you.
I will stand for somebody to open the door. Seriously. Come on, people.
After you, Lily.
Ah, thank you. As I shake my head and walk past.
Elstrid, Scotty.
Thank you, Quentin.
And I will give a final nod and thank you for a wonderful evening, Anton.
Well,
And
thank you.
then
I think.
How's your roll 20, Astrid?
I mean, it's loading fine. I just cannot
wonderful.
scroll. I cannot scroll, like, move. Like, I need to zoom out to be able to actually move a lot.
So is this the statue that you saw earlier? Of, man. Do. Why have I missed the name?
Didn't even tell me that.
Linnaeus.
Oh no,
Oh,
we have a
Linnaeus.
plaque. There's a plaque on a door of an office.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would quite
brass.
like to see it, to be honest.
It's a room with a brass plaque on the door to commemorate the. What did I write there? Something
Definitely
famous. I wrote a
like
word
to
there.
see if that is an unlocked room with a brass plaque.
And I will quietly whisper. Carlinus was a member of the society.
Uh-huh. Well,
Yes, very,
this all makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Well, I think I may be able to just about remember where the room was.
Yeah. I.
It is not that far.
No, it's
Our room, so...
yeah. I think
Default.
on the first floor.
Quentin would like to search his memories. Would he have any ins with anyone of the police force around here? Does he know any names or anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you have a letter that's invited you here.
Mm-hmm. I would like to write to the person, quickly pull out some parchment, write to the person that sent the letter, and I'll sort of say, obviously, thank you for inviting me. Checked out the scene and it has been wiped. Was this by any of your boys? Please send word. And then I will try and find a porter to run it to the station.
Okay, absolutely. One moment, please.
Mm-hmm.
While I grab a porter. I've hidden all the porter tokens, apparently. So you will therefore have to just imagine one. Dum dum dum.
Theater of the mind.
You grab a porter and you hand them a note. What do you say? Like, have you... Well, yeah.
Would you be... What time is it now? Is it like late?
It's now
Is it-
like evening.
Okay, so it's not late enough that I'm worried that I'm gonna get someone killed for
Yeah,
sending them outside.
It's not night time. Well... It is night time, but it's not anywhere near midnight yet. That's a few hours off.
Okay. Would it be possible for someone to run this letter quickly over to the station? I just wanted to thank the detective that invited me. I really hope it's not too much bother. And I will also like slip a coin on top of the letter for postage.
Yes, of course. I can... Is it urgent? Would you like me to run it now?
If possible. I don't want to be too much bother, of course.
Anything for a guest of the Dean.
Thank you.
And he kind of takes the letter, and you see him scurry off.
I'm gonna memorize the face to see if I see them again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we continue?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'll obviously quickly fill them in about what the letter was about.
Yep.
It would be good to know. I doubt it was them, but who knows nowadays.
So I think to go to that room, we need to go to the first floor.
Yeah.
The Carolina's room.
Yeah, I'm completely in your hands. I've been
Yeah.
to dinner and to the professor's room.
Carl Linnaeus's room is on the second floor.
Oh, second. Yeah.
We could
We're gonna go then.
go second floor, please.
Okay.
We're sort of grouped nicely together for you, so you can move us.
Thanks!
Run away!
Considerate players being helpful to the DM.
Okay. Oh, I'm moving Scadin on myself. Fair. Dogs are faster.
I think this way.
Scotty.
I want to say the door that is open.
Oh, the
You
other
do
way.
I was right.
I
Yeah.
have a feeling it's actually
Yay.
to the left. Detective's intuition?
Detective, it's this way.
I got confused by the pointing.
Yeah.
I was just closing the other door.
Yes.
Drafts and all.
Yes, keep the heat in, I know.
Yes, of course.
This way. God, I'm impressed with my memory.
Yes, I'm very impressed. Thank you. At least one of us needs to.
Note to self, must remember to do more memory of maps.
I'm like, I need to remember to draw them on my thing. I have a thing.
Have a thing.
I have a thing.
Really good with remembering. But
Yeah.
Have a glance down the hallways and try the door.
I will stay closer to the corridors to see.
Oh, I'm
if-
there.
Yeah, I'm more of a lookout
We,
kind of.
we found this last time. I just went and opened doors.
Oh, this may be a time for Quentin to bust out his lockpicks.
The door is locked.
It's lockpick time. How the hell do they work?
I see you grab out the lockpicks, and I just moved here to view the corridor.
Okay.
Okay,
Why?
Quentin, give
Yes.
me an investigation roll. You have a help.
Oh, thank you. It will just make it hurt that much more if it goes wrong. Oh my god.
How
Out of
That's nice.
It's so good.
Because-
It's so good. It's so good.
How do I almost fail still on a 14?
You bob down to the door with your lockpicks, and you immediately notice something. Someone else has tried to pick this lock multiple times.
Tried?
You can see all the scratches and scuffing around the locks of someone using picks and tools to try and get the door open. You don't know if they've succeeded or not, however, but you are not the first to try and break into this room.
Yep.
Okay. Now we need you to do the roll to actually see if you can...
Oh no, for that one?
No! It is stealth. You have a help.
Why, thank you, kind chat. Come on, Gwennon.
Yes.
I use the scratches that were left
Okay.
behind to learn from their mistakes.
The door clicks satisfyingly as you unlock it.
Okay. I'll give a little and a quick nod to the two,
And I come back.
and then I just quietly open and slip in and gesture for them to follow.
I will leave Skadi here saying guard. And she knows that means that she needs to bark if she hears anyone coming or anything coming. And I'm just gonna be on the door.
Maybe
Okay.
if you're not coming in, maybe close it just to look like there's no one in.
Okay.
I'll knock when we want to come out.
Okay. I'll close
The,
it.
the room beyond the door is a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It is well appointed. It's larger than your rooms. One whole wall is dedicated to a floor-to-ceiling bookcase, which is filled with books on various subjects. There is a double bed, a rug, and a chest of drawers. This room has recently been emptied of personal belongings. You come to this conclusion because there are none.
Has it been cleaned? As in, is it dusty?
No, it has been cleaned.
Perfect. That's fine.
I
And I am going
look
to do.
at
Yes.
the bed. Yeah.
You both bob down and see each other looking under the bed.
Our eyes lock. Stare at you. Under the bed.
And you find exactly what you expected to find. A collection of nails tied together with wire.
It's called a hex bundle, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And as I bring my head up and go, this is odd that we all seem to have these gifts.
Yeah.
Makes
I'll
me wonder
admit.
whether it's the staff.
Maybe. I will admit I have no idea what this thing does, but in our line of work, it's never a good thing.
I read a book on these, and I think it is used to disturb people's sleep. And other things along them lines, but as usual with all these things, they're all superstition and
I feel we've found most superstitions to be seeped in a lot of fact. That's just because not even for Quentin, but for Matt. I want to check to see, like, pull some books, not fully out, but to see if there's a secret entrance to anywhere.
I'm going to do exactly the same.
I've got to know.
I've done the whole book trick before and found levers that led to dungeons and stuff, and though it gives me some quite horrific flashbacks.
I'm not there, but yes, I'm nothing. All the way through the door.
So I do breathe slightly more rapidly as I consider looking for this and going, but we're on the second floor. Why would there be a trapdoor to another room leading to a dungeon? That's not going to make sense, but...
We're on the
I'll
second
check.
floor.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
You
I will need an investigation check for the room. You have a help. So one of you needs to roll and you have a help.
Well, by
So,
investigation... 4.
I get a total of 13,
I think you should roll.
but
Just
it's also me.
Yes.
There is the Matt factor.
You roll first.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. And I might
The
have to
hell?
just throw a little bit of
Yep.
Lilia's into it if need be.
Woo!
All right, nice.
It's in the same position every time.
Elstrid,
Yes.
I need you to roll me a vigilance check. You are going to get the bonus for Skadi.
Okay. You said which roll?
Vigilance.
Vigilance.
And you have a
So-
hinder.
But I have a +3 with Skadi, so
Yeah.
it's still a +2. Thanks. Shit. Fine. That's a great start. Yeah, Phil. Thanks, chat. Woo!
All right,
Yeah.
lovely.
Thanks, Caddy.
As
50%.
Elstrad, as you stand outside of this room, like standing guard, trying to look casual, but also keeping your hunter's hearing.
Yep.
It is Scuddy who notices someone approaching first. Scuddy does the thing where she sort of stands a little bit still and swishes her tail in just the way that she does when she lets you know. And just as she does that, and you know that someone is approaching, a figure comes around the corner of the door. It is the other twin.
Uh-huh.
And she comes around the corner and she stops and she goes, "Oh."
Oh, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Scuddy, come here. I didn't mean to startle you.
"Oh, that's okay. I just didn't expect to, I didn't expect to see you up here. Are you lost?"
Oh, no, Scuddy has a lot of energy that being from outside usually. So, you know, she doesn't get to sleep unless she's a bit tired out. So I was just wandering a bit of the halls just to get her to release all this energy.
Give me a manipulation check. You do have a help.
I bought it. I was 100% sold.
I bought it. Sadly, it's not you that needs to buy it.
Yeah.
All right. It is, however, contested.
Fudge!
Oh, no.
Okay. First of all, let me ditch the help that we just used. And
Quick,
then
Scuddy.
I
Use puppy
need
dog eyes.
to do...
And I did use Scuddy distraction.
Scary distraction. 2, 3, 4.
Scuddy distraction.
Scuddy just,
Scuddy at her.
Scuddy just pisses on the floor.
I was just thinking she could just jump up at her or something like that, you know.
Or that.
The
He's well trained.
Yes,
She's a lady.
but she's releasing all her energy.
Yeah.
So
To
you've
release
given the
it all.
command to act like a puppy.
Whew.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Huzzah. We say very quietly.
She frowns at you, and for a minute you're worried that she's going to press you with more questions.
Mm-hmm.
But then she says, "I don't know if walking the dog through the halls is the most appropriate choice. You could go out of the university and walk through the town.
Well,
But late at night, I don't imagine that would be very pleasant either. The university has a quad garden, if you would like to go outside but stay within the grounds of the university. It's quite lovely."
Ooh, I did not know that. That sounds like a lovely idea.
Was it not included on the tour?
Did we? No? Don't know.
Mentioned, but
Yeah, I think Professor Jack Doe mentioned it, but we didn't get there before it was dinner time.
Oh, I see. Well, it is quite lovely. Probably better than wandering the halls. For a dog, anyway.
And what brings you up here so late at night? Couldn't sleep either?
Well, actually, I was heading up to the astronomy tower and I saw this door was open and I was just going to come and close it. Drafts, you know. And then, yes, you caught my attention.
Oh, I'm so sorry then to have distracted you. Going to the astronomy tower. It's interesting in astronomy then?
less an interest in astronomy. I'm going to be honest. It's the clicking.
The clicking?
You know, the great mechanical monstrosity in the ceiling does this rhythmic clicking. I can't explain to you why, but for some strange reason I find it to be both incredibly soothing, but also it helps me concentrate.
Well, everybody's different. Everybody has their own tics, I guess.
Yes, quite. Well, I guess I shall leave you to your walk then.
Well, and I'll leave you to your clicking.
I hope that your companions have found their way to their room and are settled in.
Oh, we separated, I'm assuming so.
Well, have a lovely evening, won't you?
Mm-hmm. You too. Do I believe any word she's saying?
Oh, you can give me an observation roll if you wish.
Yep.
You have a help.
Yep. A help? What's happening tonight?
I think Sarah needs a t-shirt that says, "Do I believe a single word they say?" It's a picture of Elstrand.
Whoa!
Nice.
I'm assuming it's contested as well.
No, well.
I don't know. Okay, get it.
You believe her that she is going up to the astronomy tower. You can quite imagine that this quite severe woman would enjoy the mechanical ticking of the orrery. However, you fully believe that that's just an excuse for her to come and see where you are. And you feel sus.
Yep.
If she feels sus.
Oh yeah. It's just adding. This is not a red flag, it's more like an amber flag, I guess.
Quentin.
Yes.
It is you that finds what you're looking for. But entirely because of Lily. While you are drawing books out, you said you're only sort of pulling them out, but not all the way, just to see if any of them are mechanical. It is when you hear a slight gasp from Lily that kind of surprises you, and it makes you accidentally pull the book you're pulling all the way out of the bookcase. And you turn to Lily. Lily, who has now drawn a book out of the bookcase and is rifling through the pages of it, interestedly. Lily, you have found a book that you did not anticipate to find on these bookshelves and are rather excited to find it. It is a book that used to sit on those bookshelves. The ones at home.
Yep.
And this is the first time you've seen this book since those shelves all that time ago. It is then Quentin that draws you out of your revelry, because Quentin, etched beautifully into the wood at the back of the bookcase, is a symbol that you recognize. It is a troll cross with a key. It's the symbol of the society. Just in case. I realise I give you these cryptic things and then I don't always know if you know the cryptic thing.
Oh, that's nice. It's a very pretty image. Lovely. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. He's into woodwork. I'll gesture Lily over to point.
I'm still going to have this book in hand, but literally still half open. I'm just going to walk because I got instantly distracted by this. And I will look and point and just concerned at the same time that I'm not sure if I've heard anything outside or not. Whether I've heard voices, whether I've heard footsteps.
You probably haven't.
I mean, Elstrid is very Sarah, as tone of voice.
This building is basically a castle.
Fair.
Yeah.
The walls is thick.
Yeah.
Sort of like, so I do whisper and go, well, that is interesting.
Indeed.
I'm going to put my finger out and I want to touch it to see how embossed it actually is.
It's very embossed. And when you reach out to touch it, it sinks very gentle. Like, it depends how hard you press it. It is a button.
Yeah, I'm just going to feel it and feel that there is sort of like, there's an edge to it, and I just push on it very gently. And if it starts to give, I will continue, but look at Quentin before I do it as if to go, it's a button and I'm gonna push it. And then I push it.
You get the eyes back of, yeah, you better push it, or I will.
When you press the button, there is a click, and you then hear mechanical. Something mechanical behind the bookcases. It makes you jump a little bit because it's not the bookcases. It is the wall in the corner. And the wall pulls open to reveal a door.
This is fun.
Well, the last secret passage I went down didn't end so well.
Would you like me to go first? Would you like to remain in here? Whatever makes you more comfortable.
Let us have a look, because
Yes.
Elstrid may be interested as well, but we can have a quick look to start with.
Yes.
I've still got the book in my hand.
Oh.
Just I'll probably just closed it up, and now I'm just holding it by the spine and just walking with it.
It is
Oh my.
a narrow corridor. It's quite rough, the stone of this corridor. It's not the nice polished walls of the rest of the building. They're a little rougher hewn. And there is a flight of stairs that leads upwards into the dark.
Well, what would you prefer? I want to leave no stone unturned, but I don't want to lead anyone else anywhere they don't wish to go.
I am happy to follow. Just thinking it may be useful having a third person.
I agree. I feel we've reached a point where It is crucial.
Let me go and see. Hang on a second.
Mhm.
I go up, and rather than putting my eye to the keyhole, I'm going to put my ear to the keyhole to see if I can hear anything.
You possibly hear some pacing.
Yeah, you probably hear pacing. I don't think it's possibly. I think you certainly do hear pacing.
It's more like I already used one excuse. What's the next excuse? If somebody else comes up.
And also, Elstrid's now being like, what
Ish. Yeah.
is she up to?
Wait, Jacqueline.
Yes.
Seeing that this is, for me, normal Elstrid pacing,
Mm-hmm.
I creak the door open.
Oh, yeah, you totally hear the boots. I should have mentioned it's the boots.
Yeah, absolutely. Click, click, click across the floor. Yeah, no. And I just open the door and sort of go, we found something.
Okay, well, it's been cold, so I gotta step in and close the door behind me.
Do we lock the door?
Can we lock it from inside?
Oh, that's an interesting. So, does the door open inwards or outwards?
Yes.
Inwards.
Inwards.
Good. Better.
Now, do we lock the door and block our escape in case and can't unlock it quickly? Or do we move the furniture in front of it just to block it briefly?
How loud would moving the furniture be, though? We said that.
Depends if we lift.
Rather you didn't drag it, but
Yeah, of course. But
Is
how good are
there
your skills?
any spare keys or anything, sort of like
Yeah.
on the dresser or?
No, there's nothing in here. Like, it's been completely cleared out, ready for the next inhabitant.
Mm-hmm. I think minimum we should sort of like go to the bookshelf and kind of move things back so like the button is hidden again and kind of there's less traces of us. And then I will inspect the passage to see if there's any similar etchings here that looks like it sort of opens and closes a door.
There are not any similar etchings.
when I see that corridor, I'm like, oh, that rings a bell. I would say we need something also to stop that doors from closing, because that's another important thing of an escape plan.
Well, again, it's what happens when we shut that door. Does it reset itself?
Yeah. Because last time when we closed it, it closed on us.
Yes, but there was a release.
Mechanism, yeah.
Yes. So we were able to get back out.
Doesn't appear to be here.
I wonder
that
if it's on the...
helps.
Did the secret passage, was that a door or did that slide into the wall?
It's
Was
like the stones of the wall have kind of parted, revealing the door. The door looks just like a normal door. It's old. It's much older than all the other doors here, but it is just a door. You didn't see it because the stones interlace.
Yeah.
If anyone opens this room, they will know something is different.
Yeah.
But, as you said, anything we do to stop people get in, stops us getting out. Depends which you care about more. I'm not afraid to get in trouble with the Dean or anything. We are just doing our jobs, but unwanted attention this early could close doors, metaphorically speaking.
I am less worried about the Dean and more those unsavory things that we meet.
And at this point, I will mention that somebody was interested and possibly is looking a bit closer to us. And I mentioned my conversation with Jacqueline.
Well,
On the light of that, I think we should lock the door.
okay. I am not the only one that has tried to unlock this door with lockpicks. There were scratches. I do not know if they've made it in before we did, but it is not just keys that have tried to open this door.
If somebody tries to open this door tonight and it's not locked, they maybe.
Would I be aware of the way to... Well, probably I know how to use lockpicks, but this is Matt questioning if this is possible. Use the lockpicks to lock the door and kind of leave them in a way that isn't really detectable but blocks anyone else trying. No.
Well, you can leave them in the keyhole,
Yeah.
but then anyone who tries to use the keyhole will encounter something in the keyhole.
Yeah.
But you will then have to try and unpick the door again.
Yeah, that's my worry. Is failing
because
to
the way
unlock
that
again.
the way that locks and lockpicks work is you have to push the tumblers up, and it keeps it all under pressure so that you can unlock.
Yeah.
So the moment you kind of let go of that pressure, it's back to square one.
I go. I mean, we can leave it unlocked. And I read this bad taste, I have to admit. Crime, spy, thriller story once. And I walk up to Estrid and...
I imagine Quentin raises his eyebrow at that revelation.
Really? Yeah. And I see one of Estrid's hairs just sticking up, and I pluck it out of the head. So I just wish to borrow this.
Assuming steel, because I don't think you're gonna give it back.
Oh, I thought. Right. And I walk up to the door, and I'm gonna lick my fingers, and I'm going to put this hair, and I'm going to sort of stick it with saliva.
On the door.
Yeah, on the door and the door frame, because then if anyone opens it, the hair will no longer be attached and stuff and go.
Oh yeah.
I think this is what they did. I don't know whether it works or not, but it's exciting to try.
Yeah, you see a mixture of shock and admiration from Gwendolyn. Just like, who are these people?
Well, she's got into books. I mean, it's a dangerous thing.
Yep, books are dangerous, kids.
Absolutely. And I go, can still get out quickly.
Yes.
We'll know whether we have been discovered.
Well. Oh well, let's go see. Let's go find out.
Yep.
He joyously steps through.
Okay, are you going up the stairs?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Would I recommend? You were gonna see Elstrid. She possibly doesn't have a rifle on her right now, but she has a knife. Because from last time we were in close combat, she learned that knives are useful, so she has a knife.
Okay.
I still have my gun because I always carry that.
Yeah, I have a rifle.
I feel Quentin would know that you're more of a gun person than him, and he would just slip you his revolver.
Oh.
Oh.
And be like, I do want that back, but I think you could do more with it than I could. And I have other things.
I look at the revolver as it gets passed across, and it's like, not a shabby gun.
Okay. You climb up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have anything that is light? As in, like, do we manage to get a torch or anything?
So no, you don't. But
Yes.
as you climb up the stairs, there is some light that spills into a very small and rather strange room. And you realise you are right behind the clock in the tower.
Oh.
The light spills through the glass clock face. The glass is frosted, hence why the clock is white. But it casts enough shadowy light that you can see, but it is very spooky. And the room is filled with clicking sounds because it is the clock that is ticking.
I told them about the clicking comment made by Jacqueline.
There is something entirely out of place in this room, though.
Yes.
There is a
This seems-
gigantic mirror.
Mirror. Oh. Oh.
It's my first chance to check my comrades for signs of vampirism.
I naturally put my hair back into place and make sure everything looks.
Yeah, I feel Quentin would notice what a poor job he did to tidy up after his long journey and be like, oops. Anything about, apart from the fact it's here, is there anything special about the mirror when we look at it?
Everything
I know
about
what-
the mirror is
Different?
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It is, number one, it's it's quite large. It's big enough that all three of you could stand in front of it and see all three of you in
I have
the
a feeling
mirror.
that Elsie will now standing in front of the mirror.
It is in an extremely ornate frame, but the ornate frame is not. It's not the usual, like, gold swirly leaves and vines and, you know, that if you conjure up in your mind that kind of gilt frame, everyone kind of thinks up the same kind of vines and leaves and swirly feathery kind of shit. This is not that. This is not that at all. This is geometric lines and circles. It looks more scientific and mathematical than it does artistic.
You said mathematical.
Yeah, I was gonna say
did, yes.
mathematical use.
Elstrid, how close are you going to get to this mirror?
Not at all.
Okay, fine. So it's geometric lines and circles. Like, it seems way more sciencey than it does, you know, art mirror frame. But you'd need to get closer, Elstrid. Sorry.
I want to look at the hinges. Oh, connect points.
Yeah.
And I want to see whether it would move. Like,
It will.
Yes,
It will pivot.
Is this the only thing that is in the room?
It's the only thing in the room other than the mechanics of the clock.
so as it pivots, does it catch any light and thus project light onto a wall as you move a mirror and clock?
Yeah, it doesn't. There really isn't any light in here
Enough light.
to catch.
Yeah. I just wondered, even subtly, because I
Mhm.
know mirrors can.
Well,
And with moving it, if I cast my eyes up, do I see any other mirrors that it could connect
No,
Two,
it
or
doesn't
anything?
connect to any other mirrors. But when you do wiggle it about, there is something about the reflection of the mirror. You can't make up your mind whether it's because the mirror is like a really old silver mirror, and therefore it may have warped slightly at the back, giving an almost funhouse, just ever so gently funhouse mirror effect. Or whether it's something else, but there is something strange about the mirror.
I want to, like, kind of like hugging the wall. I want to like go on the side and see what I can see, how thick it is, and if I can see anything of the back.
It's big.
What can I see of the back?
The lines,
Yeah.
geometry, and circular pattern extends all the way onto the back of it. So this isn't a frame with just a bit of like wood at the back. The frame itself goes all the way and covers the back of the mirror. And now that you have got close enough, you have seen this kind of decoration before.
Neat. Okay.
No. Wait.
Don't confuse your character, GM. Write to me in chat, let's see.
Did you meet Ensum? No, you didn't. It was Quentin that met Ensum. Okay, cool. It's Quentin that recognises the artwork, not you.
Quentin is one sec.
AFK.
Yeah, AFK.
The artwork of it is like nothing you've ever seen, Elstrid. This is me muddling up who my characters are.
It's thick.
It is thick, yeah. This is a hefty thing. Getting it up the stairs was a feat.
I'm more interested in, like, if it's just a mirror, which I think it's not. But
But what, did it come up the stairs, or did it go through the clock face and it was craned in before the clock face went in?
or just yeah. Which side is
I'm
the
not 100% sure Lily would have had that thought.
Or
but-
brought here by some other means entirely.
or just built here? But
If you're looking at the mirror, the clock is behind the mirror and above. The clock is all the clockwork is above you. The mirror is framed by the clock weights and the chains,
okay.
but it just stands there in the room like it lives there now. But it's the weirdest thing to see inside the mirror. Is that you back, Quentin? No, that was Lily in the yellow.
Yeah, sorry, it's me.
No, that's fine.
So,
Yes, Quentin is out of
Quentin,
his daydream.
we have discovered that it might actually be you that would recognise the artwork. Did you meet Ensum?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
You recognise all the geometric patterns, these like geometric straight lines and circles and stuff.
Yep.
Ensum's throne was decorated in a really similar fashion. Like as if it was the same artist.
Okay. Well, I'll immediately relay that to everyone.
Ensum, by the way, was a troll.
That's literally what I was about to say. Ensign was a troll.
Don't be wrong.
We met in the village that we dealt with the time loop.
Don't get me wrong. Elstrid doesn't know. Sarah does.
Lily, this would be. I imagine Lily would be the sort of person that pays attention to these sort of things. There is clearly an extremely wealthy patron behind the society, and They regularly send funds in the format of precious metals and other very valuable things, and they always come signed from Ensum. And it's like all of us. I imagine Lily's the one who would pay attention to this. You don't know what happens to that. Like all this money arrives and then it just seems to disappear. But there's always cash available to the society. You've assumed it was some very wealthy patron from somewhere, and now
It's all starting to make sense.
yeah.
Oh, so he's a troll.
He was fairly lovely in the end. Had a bit of a hard time, and
Lily's mind is busy making these connections, and that sort of like. In the fairy tales, they always live under bridges. So how does he generate that sort of income? Holes under bridges. No, that can't be right. Maybe it's his up in caves. No, that wouldn't make any income. And just literally, this is going around in her mind of
he lived in a
how?
beautiful place in the mountains.
Yes, but that's not how income is generated. Interesting.
Income can be generated in many ways.
Something for me to look into later. He may be interesting to visit.
Who is standing in front of the mirror?
Me.
I feel two of us.
I was gonna say, I'm well and truly keep playing with the funhouse, trying to work out whether it's warped, whether it's old, whether it's just my eyes. I can't quite tell.
I would have at least, like, maybe a gloved hand, like, run it along, like, the weird edge of it to see if it is warped, if it is fully there.
It's definitely there. It's definitely real. It's very, very heavy.
Okay.
But it is
I
odd.
definitely stood in front of it.
Just
There is something about the reflection in the mirror. Just something you just can't quite put your finger on. Both of you.
I'm gonna try and touch my own reflection to see if I can work out if it changes as I move towards it or not.
It behaves just like a normal mirror.
Yeah. It is strange. The reflection just isn't right.
What do you mean?
Perceived. I mean, come here, have a look yourself.
You just said that the reflection is looking weird and you're expecting me to step in front of it.
I
Yes.
feel this may be a job for all of us. You may be able to see something we cannot.
Okay. Ugh. Astrid steps in front of the mirror.
And that is when we are going to go for a break because we are a few minutes behind. But I couldn't go for a break until Elstrid had stood in front of the mirror. Okay, we are going to go for a short break. How does 5 past the hour sound for everyone? Is that okay? All right, fab. In that case, then we're going to go for a short rest. We're going to roll some hit dice. We're going to, do our consumables and all of those sort of things. And we will be back at 5 past the hour. We will see you after the break. And we are back from our break. We have rolled some hit dice, drunk some consumables. We had a little sit down in a tiny hut. We feel fabulous now. And we are ready to get straight back onto the story. We left our brave souls as all three of them walked in front of a strange mirror that they have found in a secret passageway in the clock tower. Here we are. In the dim light of the clock tower, Elstrid's reflection moves into the mirror as she joins the two of you. All three of you stare into the dim reflection. It's dark in here. It feels like you stand in front of the mirror for only a second. But that second also feels like it drags on for an infinite amount of time. That strange moment where you suddenly realize you have lost perception of time. And nothing happens. You just stand looking at your reflections. It isn't until the moment where one of you decides enough is enough, and in your head come to the conclusion that it is just a mirror. It is at that moment that the mirror decides to change. It's still the three of you. And it's still your reflections, and they're still looking back at you. It's just the room that your reflections are standing in is very different to the room that you are standing in. Your reflections are no longer in the clock tower. They're no longer in the dark. They are in a huge and beautiful library.
Do we recognize the library?
Nope.
Do we see anything, sort of insignia to understand if it's still the uni?
No.
Is there windows? Can we...
Nope.
Nope, so I don't know if it's day or night.
It's well lit in the reflection.
Lit how?
There are
Gas
lamps. There are lamps on all of the low tables.
I'm going to try and move closer to the mirror and see if I can sort of walk in and swap places with my reflection. Or just bump my head.
You are just going to bump your head on the mirror.
Can I try to lower myself towards the ground to see higher up?
Oh, so it's the ceiling. Nice.
Nice. The ceiling is stone.
Does it look similar to the ceilings of the uni?
It does not look similar to the ceilings of the uni.
Does it look similar to the holes under the mountain? That's not a no!
In a way, like as if it was built the same way.
Yeah.
I'm assuming as we stare into this, we don't see any movement of
It's just the three of you.
man or beast.
Nope, Just the three of you. Well, and there's now the donk as Quentin walks into the mirror face first.
I'm assuming the mirror doesn't shake because it's very
very heavy. It's very solid.
Yeah.
Quentin, you are going to like headbutt this mirror.
Okay.
And it's gonna hurt a little bit.
So
Yep, probably my pride more than the physical pain, but
is the weirdness in reflection, is it just because sort of like we were blurred around us and then it changed and now it feels like it's good reflection of us even if obviously outside is changed?
No. So the reason your reflection is clear is because in your reflection you're now well lit. You're still standing in a room that's almost dark.
Can I try to... You said that there's circles and lines. Can I try to touch one of the circles to see if it...
Yeah, you can touch the mirror. It's cold, but nothing happens.
No buttons, let's say.
No, nothing like that. Quentin, when you bang your head on the mirror, do you take a step back or do you turn around?
I'd probably turn around in embarrassment, let's be honest.
Okay. When you bang your head and you turn around to look at everybody, you're going to go, oh, turn around, and then people are going to get a really weird effect. Because when you turn around and see bookcases in front of you, not the clock tower. And for Elstrid and Lily, you're no longer in the clock tower and are facing the wrong way round in the mirror.
What the...
I'll be like, you have to hit your head, guys. And then turn around.
I'm gonna try to move my hand outside of the reflection and try to, I don't know, touch the wall behind me, the closest there was.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the ridiculous instructions. You're going to try and touch the wall of the closest clock tower wall.
Yeah.
Your reflection reaches out, but obviously doesn't touch anything because there isn't anything for her to touch.
But me? Do I actually? Because like I'm close to this.
You feel the wall.
Shit.
Do you turn to look at it?
Haven't bumped your head.
I turn around. Yeah, I turn around.
You turn around and you see bookcases in front of you. Your hand is just reached out into nothing. Lily, you would see Elstrid turn around in the mirror, but Elstrid then just isn't there with you. You're now in the clock tower on your own.
Crucial question, how do you do this, Lily?
And what I probably should do is that to give you guys an idea of what you can see.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say, having seen Quentin and then fairly quickly Elstrid disappear, I will turn to look to see whether they're still physically there next to me.
And they are still physically next to you.
Do we see Lily?
You do.
God, being left alone.
Is this?
There is, in here, there is the sound of dripping. It's like one of the first things that you're going to notice now that you've realized. When your brain catches back up with you, the first thing you're going to realize is you can hear the sounds of dripping. But it's not like... We're not talking like a leak. we're talking, you know, that dripping in a cave where water just drips from the ceiling into the pool and it makes a very specific kind of sound. That is the sound that you can hear. It's not fast and it's not it's not horribly distracting. It's in fact very soothing.
Has my book come through with me?
It has, but something hasn't. Skadi hasn't come through the mirror.
I whistle, trying to hear her response.
You can see Skadi when you turn around and look in the mirror. You can see Skadi, like, in the clock tower, sat by the mirror.
Yeah. Oh. I try to turn around on the step, like the same way that turning around made me go, technically come here? Mm-hmm. Does anything happen?
This is how Elstrid works out how the mirror works.
That's my dog on the line!
When you stare into the mirror,
yep,
you can see the clock tower. When you then turn around, your reflection turns around and you switch places. So you reappear in the clock tower with Skadi.
Okay. Come with me. Heal. And then I try to, mirror switch with Skadi.
You reappear in the library. Skadi does not.
Okay. Fine.
Is Skadi an official member of the society? Does that make a difference?
Miss Skadi was with me but technically the trauma wasn't hers. So
is she do we know if dogs can be Thursday's children?
I mean, don't get me wrong, do dogs need to be Thursday's children? Animals are usually more in tune with the vibes of the universe.
No, but possibly that is crucial to traveling through the mirror.
Okay.
The floor of this library
Yep. We're on this thing.
Yeah, we on a rug, or is this like
I did that funny thing where you start to talk and then your voice is like, "You're choking!"
I can't survive with my normal human function and swallow.
Too many things happening all at once. Right there, everyone. Okay, the floor of the library is white marble squares, tiles basically that have been laid onto the floor. You are standing on a raised, platform, very similar to the raised platform in the hall under the mountain. If you remember, there's one right in the middle of the big hall. This is just like that. All of the walls are floor to ceiling with bookshelves, and they are filled with books, folios, scrolls of all different shapes and sizes. It reminds you of the library in the hall under the mountain. That kind of chaotic collection. There are several round rugs that clearly came from the university. And then there's furniture that also seems to... Some of it has come from the university. The seats The like armchairs certainly came from the university, but the tables did not. There are two big archways that lead out of this room.
Yeah.
One leads to what looks a little bit like a lab, maybe? And the other leads to what looks like a cave inside the room. And there is also a door.
First of all, is there anything on the tables, on the round tables, like a recently opened book? Anything that was left in a book?
There are some books. There is a scroll open on one of the tables. But the air in here is the sort of air that hasn't been disturbed in some time. You all get the feeling that you are the first guests in a while.
This feels like the first time coming into the hole under the mountain, doesn't it?
It does.
I will go over here and look at the open sort of scroll on the table.
Yeah. That was going to be my next guess as well.
Oh, I was going to say, as Elstrid was just next to me.
Yep.
I'll say, does the back of this mirror look different to you than the one in the clock tower?
Does it?
If anything, they're identical.
I mean, are they identical or are they the same thing in two different places? I feel like I want to leave like a notch or something to decide it, but then I don't know if the magic will disappear from it.
Yep. I got a star sticker. Would that work?
I don't know, some makeup on it. If you have makeup on you or something.
Always have makeup on.
If she has makeup on her.
Don't want her to reveal her trade secrets. Maybe she doesn't want to tell me.
Could be
You'll
an
have seen me
all
put
natural.
lipstick on.
That's a fair point.
I'd have always had lipstick on, so I could sort of go, yes.
Before we try to leave, it would be it's worth a try.
Yes, but not too much. This is
Nope.
pretty expensive.
I will. Okay. Well, while Quentin is looking at the scroll, I'm gonna go to that book.
Mm-hmm.
What is those on the other tables? Like, looks like just books. Yeah. Because from being zoomed out, it looked like something, like when there's like stain spilled over stuff. I'm like, but those are books, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna be really bad. The water really intrigues me. So I'm assuming that's where
The dripping is coming
Big fan.
from. In that room, Lily, it is a strange thing to see. It looks like it is a cave. There are two giant columns that reach between floor and ceiling where stalactite and mite have fused together. The ceiling above the pool is cave ceiling. It's all stalactites all around the pool in the middle. It is raw cave rock. There is moss and ferns and a strange glowing mushroom, and the water drips from the ceiling into the pool. But everything around it is the room. And it's difficult to tell what came first. And is this made, or was this left untouched as everything around it was made?
I am gonna just perch on the edge of the pool and just looking, because knowing cave
Mhm.
waters and stuff, obviously as the drips, you get that beautiful
The
ripple.
ripple.
It soon settles and becomes
Yeah.
still as anything. And is it that, am I seeing the ceiling as a reflection, or is it, can I see below the water? It's that trying to decipher that almost optical illusion that you naturally get within caves. So I'm just going to sit and absorb, but look.
Quentin, you get over to the table where there is a scroll that has been unfurled.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a tremor of emotions. All of them. All at once. They just erupt from you. Because on this scroll, the scroll is covered in loads of little illustrations, and they are exquisitely done in line. So some are pencil, some are pen. They are all sketches, loads of them, and they're stunningly beautiful. But they are all of them little creatures in clothes with little mouse faces or little frog faces. And it steals the breath away from you because you instantly recognize all of these little sketches as Vaetir. And you remember a fireplace. And you remember stealing candy. Because candy was the only way to coax the funny little creature that lived in the fireplace to come out. And you instinctively reach down into your pocket, and between your thumb and your finger, you just absent-mindedly twirl a candy around in your pocket that you have. And remember... And just remember. Elstrid... Oh, go on.
He's going to roll it up and place it in his bag. He's going to take it with him.
Elstrid, you get to a book on the table. The book is bound in bright red leather and has beautiful gilt decorations on it.
Okay. Is there a writing on the... I'm gonna try to open it.
The first page of the book, past the beautiful oil-dipped cover pages, is the title page.
Good. Is it in a language that I can read?
It is.
Let's check.
It's in Danish. And the title stops you dead in your tracks. For this book is called Women of the Trees.
Nope, I'll close it. Nope.
Not today, Satan! Not today!
Not today!
And you just shut the book, and you probably then look up at Quentin, who's now rolling a scroll up and just putting it in his bag.
Quentin?
He's looking at you, who I guess abruptly slammed a book.
Nope.
Like,
Nope.
Elstrid? didn't like what you saw?
No. It's too much of a hard reading for this time of night. What about you?
Bittersweet. Bittersweet.
Lily, you stare into the pool. The ripples from the drip reach the edge of the water and fade out of existence as they bump up against the stone. The water goes still and clear as crystal. Then there is another drip. It disturbs the surface of the water completely. And in the ripples, you look up at the ceiling to see what you can see. But it is not the ceiling of the cave. It's not the roof of this building either. You look in the water and see the reflection of a sky. Clouds gently drift over a star-lit sky. It is a deep and cold night. You're not sure how you know that, but you just do. That is the sky of a cold night. That deep blue. The clouds, you realize, are backlit, which is why you can see them and why they've created this beautiful, almost blue of the night and the stars. And a shiver goes down your spine as the clouds drift slowly away to reveal a perfect full moon. And you stare at that moon. And for the first time in a long time, you are not consumed by terror. And then there is a drip, and the ripples break up the bright full moon and the sky and the clouds. But it doesn't break your reverie. In the furthest reaches of your mind, your brain conjures one last trick. And you are convinced that you hear a howl in the far-off distance. And all that's left is the ceiling of the cave, reflected in the water.
At that point, I pick the book up and hold it close to my heart. For it is that first time that I have seen a full moon without fear. And thoughts go out if someone dear to me that I have not thought about for some time, because the memory is too painful. And it's nice to be able to have a nice thought of that person.
Your mind conjures up one last question. The answer of which you already know. And that is, why aren't you afraid anymore? And just as your mind kind of thinks of that question and you realise you know what the answer is, you hear Elstrid and Quentin talking in the other room, and there is like the faintest smile. Because you're starting to think the answer to that question might be all these crazy people.
And I've just realised that I might actually be Elstrid's friend.
My God. You had a
But
Plot twist!
Maybe.
true prize was the friends we made along the way.
Absolutely. Not all just crazy people that I'm hanging around with. Might actually like one or two of them.
You take that back.
Even if they leave dog hair every time they visit.
Oh dear. What are the three of you going to do now?
I can see more books. Oh, definitely. Especially as everyone, well, me and Quentin and Elstrid both had quite a reaction to the things on the table. He's now wondering if he's unsure because he doesn't know if it borders on intrusive, but if these things also out as something to do with James and Lily.
Yeah.
As in someone has known we are coming. Or if they're just random books and it's all just a huge coincidence.
It is an answer that you are never going to find.
Yeah.
For this library is as extensive as the library in the hall under the mountain.
Yeah, is there anything like on this table of note?
There are books on history and Vaesen and folklore.
Generic.
Traditional quick check for anything about a specific type of phase.
It doesn't feature.
Okay.
I get up and straighten my dress and get my usual lily face on. Can't have people thinking I'm too friendly all at once.
I feel a little better now. Everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
We're all trying to hide something in this moment.
Absolutely. To come and see what you two are doing to make sure you're not doing anything I wouldn't do. Doesn't leave a lot, I'm afraid.
Well, we're not dressing super fancy. I'm like medium
It's casual.
fancy.
This is
business casual.
I've already been commented on the books by multiple people or being. Even Gaither has an opinion on my shoe selection.
To be fair, Quentin's jacket cravat combo is pretty on point.
I feel like also the moment Elstrid will step into the lab to see again what's left. What was the most recent?
It is, you realise, not as labby as you thought it looked from the outside. When you step in, this is like alchemy, right? This isn't science. This is like alchemy. And there are lots of The northern walls are bookshelves. The southern one is filled with the strangest things in jars and bottles and files and...
Does it kind of remind me of the lab we saw under the Rosencross? Yeah.
A little bit. This would remind Quentin a little bit of the... if you remember...
I was going to ask about
Benedicta's house.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I sure do remember that place.
Yeah. Is there like... I see like pages and stuff. What?
It is like... It's recipes. And notes.
Philosopher's Stone.
It's like recipes and notes. It's healing poultices and concoctions to calm an angered Vaesen, or it's all sorts of interesting things, but there's nothing sitting right there that's like, there's a ghost, or do you know what I mean? There's nothing super like relating to the case, but unquestionable. Like this is like a tiny version of like the Hall onto the Mountain.
Is the writing that we see familiar as the writing we saw in all the books written in the halls? Obviously, I've seen a lot of writing because we've seen the guys in decades.
I mean, this all does too.
There's still one more door, is there?
Oh, Lily's there. You two are wandering around and she's sort of seen its potions and bits and pieces that doesn't really catch her attention.
Yeah, there's like weird shit in glass. It's a bit gross.
Yeah, no, it's a bit gross and I'm not touching it.
Hey, some of that could maybe give you a real good time.
Yeah, somebody else can try it first. And I naturally just attempt to open the door.
Please, people, clip Luke's face.
It's the whole like, some of this will give you a real good time, and I'm just like,
some would give you a really bad time.
This is a bad place to go. The room beyond the door is very different to the rest. Firstly, the floor here is like polished obsidian. There is a lectern, and on it sits a single book.
Yeah.
And then there is a great, what you imagine is some sort of sorcery, magical thing on the floor. It reminds you of it's similar to the occult library.
That was going to be my question.
But this one is different.
It's not like the one where we picked up Tarquin.
Tarquin!
Again, sort of similar.
Shit.
This is clearly all
the
same science, the same magic, the same...
He came back to the house. Tarquin came back with us, didn't he?
Didn't we bring him?
No. Did he come with us? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think he came with us.
Yeah, I think he did, didn't he? Because he came back in the genie bottle, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say, I half look round for Tarquin. Considering we picked him up from very similar situation. Half expecting him to be here, or potentially another one. I'm a little...
There is nothing like that here at all. In fact, you realise that there are no bottles of even close here.
Good.
Do step in.
I want to see what the book's open on. Yeah,
See what page it's on.
we got to know.
This is a very similar book to the one that you have back at the hall.
Okay.
It is a list. It is a book of rituals, for want of a better word, on releasing, unbinding, unchaining Vaesen. But this one is different. The one you have at the hall is the sister to the one you found at the Rose and Cross. If you remember, there was a book at the Rose and Cross house, at the Rosenberger house, that was all about how do you chain Vaesen to your will. Yeah. The one at the Hall of the Mountain is the opposite book to that.
It's to free them.
How to free them. This book is different. This book is all about if a ghost is trapped haunting a building, how do you free it? If you trap a gnome, if a gnome gets caught up inside a construction, how do you free the gnome? How do you release a grim from the church? How do you...
Could have been useful last time.
This book... It gives you a little bit of a feeling that this book may be older than the one in the hall. And so this book seems to be... It's like, how do you free them from not magical things, like just buildings and bad circumstances and hauntings and...
So you're telling me we found volume number 1?
Do we want to keep it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or at least look up about our friend?
I was just going to say, is there anything about Will-O-Wisps in the book?
There is.
Oh, goody. Is it in alphabetical order? Does it have an index? Can you tell me what page to go to?
No, this is going to be a flick through it, Jobby.
Okay. Bit of skim reading.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you say out loud, Will-O-Wisp? That you're looking for Will-O-Wisp?
I'd probably mutter it. You know when you're scanning for words, you sort of almost like repeat that word. Yeah, exactly. Just and you sort of probably catch it in snippets.
Oh, don't worry. Like, if that word, Astrid will seriously catch it. And as if she was almost stepping into the room, she just stops and stays on the door.
I'm oblivious to this, I'm afraid.
Of course.
And I'm just going to carry on reading through the book, and I probably, if I spot the page about the Grim, will stop and have a read of it, considering my last encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tiny cat!
Yeah, I'm going, oh. Yeah, no, didn't do that.
Yep.
Might be a problem.
To release a Grim, you have to find its remains.
Yes, we found
and release
some information at a certain point. Yeah, we couldn't.
Your search for information on a Will-O-Wisp is slightly more complicating than that.
True.
And it might shine quite a light on what is happening.
Good.
Oh dear.
The only way to bring peace to a will-o-wisp and to stop the will-o-wisp if it is behaving badly is to return the land that the will-o-wisp is haunting to its rightful owner. And that probably makes everything click into place. Because all of this started happening
Yeah.
when they started building an island in the sea.
Well,
I'd probably go, aha! And then go, I think I may have found a solution.
indeed.
Not a good solution. Well, easy, I think is probably a better frame. And then I'll explain what you just said.
Yes, I can't see them willingly giving up. I assume this has been quite an expensive project. But
Again, the question is, whose land is it in the first place?
to the land
Bannerman?
regulatory office.
It's the sea. So the bannerman, the fisherman, not the companies. I was about to follow some political activism.
Are you suggesting we blow up the construction site?
I never said the word blowing up. That did not come out of my mouth.
I mean, blowing up seems rather extreme.
Yeah, it will also be a disturbance to the environment and to the land, so don't think that would be bad. We can keep it on the back burner as an option.
Plan
Plan-
F.
Yes, I feel.
Not too far down, but not the first.
No, not the first.
Our
No.
main problem will be convincing people that don't believe in the Vaesen and the problems truly. If they did, it would be easy. Easier. But we'll be seen as madmen or worse, just liars. And this is not a world that I wish to just talk about with just everyone.
No. It's not a word you want to find.
No. It definitely isn't.
Even if it's a club that comes with good perks.
Yes. And you see that he sort of like pats his bag where he put the thing earlier as he's talking.
I think we need to take that book with us. But I think we kinda need to leave now. We've been here too long.
Agreed.
And
Yes. I would like to see as well where that other staircase leads from the mirror room.
how long has it been? Even if obviously we said after we started looking into the mirror, time has been
Feels like a
while.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. Do you then return back through the mirror to the clock tower?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very happy that I told Skadi to stay, because Skadi,
I'm gonna
is trained to
chuck
get...
you across.
Thanks.
And then I can just move you. You all return to the mirror, stare into the reflection, and turn around. And find yourselves back in the clock tower.
All around.
There are 2 flights of stairs. One is
So we came up there.
the one that you came up,
Mm-hmm.
and then there is another.
Yep.
I'm gonna sneak down the staircase. Dun, dun, dun.
It ends at a door, just like the other side.
Is there any light coming from around the door
No,
or through a
there is
keyhole?
not.
Or... It's open inwards.
It does,
Wow.
just like the other.
I'll try it. It may just lead to a brick wall, but
It does just lead to a brick wall. A brick wall, however, that has a lever. Well, it's more of a catch, really.
Yeah.
I will gesture and signal to it and just sort of give a little questioning shrug as to we trying this.
Yeah.
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 Hell yeah. Correct answer. Let's go.
Okay. The door. One moment, please. Because this is going to be entertaining.
Oh.
Love it.
He hears a voice in the back of his head as he reaches out.
The stairs. Do they seem like the same level of the stairs that we were taking before? Are we going back to the same floor?
Yeah, you are indeed.
Isn't the dean's office around here?
That's the ground floor.
Yeah, Dean's office on the ground floor.
Trying to
Even
think.
the room where the guy died is on the first floor. Ground floor, sorry, ground floor. Let's go British, not American.
Oh, I thought when I accidentally went left, I saw the thing that said dean's office.
That's just where the map's laid out.
The brick wall slides quietly open, and you find a bedroom in the room beyond. The bedroom is occupied.
Shit.
The dean is quietly asleep in his bed.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Close it.
Like Homer Simpson back through the hedge.
The worst thing is, there's no catch. When the wall opens, the catch disappears, so you're just left with the door.
Is there anything from the other side? Ah, shit, there's another bookcase.
Okay,
We need
can I
to
see
try
any?
and close this.
Yeah. Can I see anything that looks that, you know, even just the same wall just to push it back into place? It just lead into, so it's not
Yeah,
really.
just
I think it's time to... I think we may have to sneak around.
See if we can
I'm gonna,
find...
like, peek. Like, get down on my knees and peek under the bed. Can I see one of those
you can.
magic hex balls?
There is one under the dean's bed. Yes.
The fuck?
Hey, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It seriously does.
But it almost sounds like... It seems almost a theme of... Like, almost proving an innocent at this point.
Hey, if you were the bad
semblance of
guy,
trust.
if you were the bad guy, wouldn't you put something that would separate you from the victims under your bed as well to not separate you from them?
Guess these are smarter people. But
These are professors.
Professors.
was there anything about the book in the other room that the switch
No.
was behind that was notable?
Nope.
Balls. Well... He's just stood there like, what the fuck do we do? Either he knows about this, or he doesn't, and it's just different levels of we fucked up. I think we have to search the room for a switch to try and close the door.
Let's remember that the dean knows you're here to investigate.
Yep, exactly.
So,
And I will use that to my advantage.
And that is exactly what would allow you to creep around someone's bedroom while they're sleeping.
That's gonna be my excuse if he fights me.
Yep.
I'm very thorough.
Go and see if there's-
Okay.
Yeah, we can't leave this door open.
Sure. All right then.
You guys can go back if you need.
we don't have a latch to open the other side.
I think it'll still be open.
Yeah, we left it open.
Left it open?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You closed the door behind you.
Yeah, I thought we closed it.
To the room, but not to the...
You closed
thought we
the
said
door. You closed the door to the corridor as well.
But then the brick is left open.
Yeah, you've only closed
So
the
you
door.
can just open that door.
Yeah.
So I can meet you on the other side, or you could possibly cause a distraction if you hear voices.
I mean, I guess, but
All right. So are Lily and Elstrid gonna go up and down the other side back to Colinius's room?
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
I don't like separating the party.
Okay. Quentin,
Yup.
what are you up to?
I'm gonna search desperately for a way to close this door.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh dear.
And you have a
dice are-
hinder.
Oh god. The dice have been so kind to us so far, and I know this is when they're gonna turn around and bug me.
It's all good. It's all good.
Do you close the wooden door? Like, do you close the wooden door behind you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Elstrid and Lily, you go up the stairs and down the other side.
Yeah. I want to open the door very slowly.
Okay. You do so, and you find the brick wall with a catch.
Okay, I'm gonna open it and go.
Okay. You step back into the Linnaeus room.
Have we checked under his bed?
Oh, yes, we did. And we did.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
I'm going to sneak up and see whether my hair has been disturbed.
It has been.
Your hair?
Yep, the hair is no longer on the door.
I think somebody has been in.
Did we notice anything of this? There was not really anything to disturb on the way over.
No,
Right?
there wasn't.
And we left the door, and we found the door and the wall the same as we left them.
Yeah.
So
I go up to where the book is and press the button.
Okay, the wall would open, but I mean it's already open because you guys have come
No,
into
if
the
it would-
room.
Shut
Does
back.
It does not shut the door. It does not shut the wall. No, it does not shut the wall. Humorously, however, when you're pressing the button and being like, it doesn't shut the wall. Quentin is gonna discover that closing the wooden door does shut the wall as the wall begins to close behind Quentin, trapping you in the Dean's bedroom. And it is
too often.
And it is right there that we are going to leave it for this evening as you realise you are now trapped in the Dean's bedroom.
It's just too much
Oh,
fun.
shit.
Okay.
I'm so glad one of you decided to full on wander into that room. But the best bit, this is the best I could possibly have hoped for, and you getting caught up in the door trap.
As Chat's saying, worst case, I just get in and spoon.
We just
Oh my
deny
god, it's too funny.
the Quentin confesses his love for the Dean.
Yep. The Dean
The
and
Dean.
the Quentin. Like, match made in heaven.
It's just too funny.
Oh,
Thank you so much for my incredible cast. I know we ran over a little bit, but I was just waiting for that perfect
shit.
cliffhanger
you got it.
moment. Huge thank you to the cast. We're going to do our normal thing. We're going to whip round the cast and do all of our do all the W thingamaboobies. So where should we start? Let's start with the Quentin Ludensberg, soon to be the Quentin Vesselman. When you climb into the Dean's bed and have some spoonage. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for an incredible stream. That was so much fun. And also, thank you to Roll20 for all those successes. This is unheard of for me.
For
in any
me?
game. To succeed on everything I tried. And I can't wait for next week for it to slap me in the face. But yeah, I was playing Quentin Ludensberg, the private detective. You can find me here on Sundays when I'm in the chapter, pretty much. And not many places else, unless I run into you in the street. Which is unlikely.
Since college,
Because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
for a while. He's not on the force, but
Yeah,
do
I
trust him
cannot
when
wait
it comes
to
matters of security.
Yep.
So,
panic spoon
I'd
the
like to talk to Bill.
Dean if it comes to it.
What?
Panic spoon the Dean. Well,
Is
we're
your
ready for you
relationship
panic
good?
spooning the Dean.
We're friendly. Okay.
Okay. Elstrid, you're next on
I can call him pretty much any hour.
my list.
He might be upset.
Right
Well-
now. So, who are you? Who are you? Where? All the things. You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Well, I'm Sarah, and I played Elstrid Jensen, the sus, the sus question mark character of the group, I guess. And well, you can find me here. Well, most of the Sundays, some of the Sundays, whenever I'm in the chapter, like Matt said. And you can find me on Instagram as spik.craft, as in spik.craft, where you can see some of my work with past cosplays, and look out for the new one for Comic-Con that's coming in just a bit more than a month. Other than that, I wanted to say, well, thank you to the cast. It was a great episode. We've done so much tonight, and thank you to obviously Luke It was amazing, as always. Like, your storytelling skills just getting better and better. And also to the crew behind the scenes, thank you so much for everything you're doing, and thank you particularly to Mutinous Mike, because your fix from last week still works. So thank you for that. That's kinda it. So thank you so much. Oh, also, sorry. Thank you to the chat.
And last but by no means least is Lily Holster. Who are you? Who did you play? Where can we find you? What do you want to say?
Yeah, I'm Charlie. I have been playing Lily Holstein Romanoff the Socialite, and as usual, had a great time tonight. You can't find me in most places, barring here on this stream, and occasionally on Dapper David, doing a bit of sailing on Sea of Thieves with good old Mutinous Mikey, who has been busy in chat, throwing out some helps and hinders throughout the night, along with several other people, some to be named and some not to be. Depends if you helped or hindered. I've had a great time, so much so my jaw actually hurts from all the giggling and smiling I've done tonight. I'm sitting here thinking, oh god. I have loved tonight. It's been great fun playing the game and getting our wonderful the Quinton to disappear into a room with the Dean asleep. Loved how that played out.
Yep.
It's too
Had great
funny.
fun.
It's
Absolutely
too funny.
amazing.
I can't wait to
Who
see
else-
how Quentin's
who
going to
else
balls
but
that
me?
up.
Absolutely. But yeah, I just want to thank Luke again for his amazing storytelling, setting the scene for us, allowing us to have such great fun in these times. The cast for just being part of that and actually helping create that beautiful thing for everyone to really enjoy. So yeah, thank you ever so much for all of you, really.
Oh, you all say such nice
So
things.
cute.
I'm glad
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad my payments are still reaching your accounts every
Yeah,
week.
it's late at the moment. Can you sort that out?
What she said.
Yeah, it'll be a very different story next week if it doesn't clear.
Our fourth cast member who couldn't join us this evening for the show says, "Hi, I'm Joey. Joey Stitched. I played James Jackdaw this episode. Didn't have a large role, but I was certainly there. Yes, you definitely were. And we look forward to hopefully having you back in the live show next week.
Can't wait you get paid from Joey.
Just get some shenanigans in for Joey next week.
We pay an exposure, actually.
Oh my god,
Paying
don't. We
exposure.
don't. We do not do the exposure payment. We pay everyone exactly what they agreed to.
Bagel.
Oh dear.
Fun. In good
fun and good times. I was about to say I was Loki, as if I am no
changed.
longer.
List everyone you played this episode. Go.
I'm Loki. I was your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. I just want to say a huge thank you to all the cast members, because without you, these stories would just be chicken scratch notes in my fabulous notebook and would be nothing more than that. You bring all of my stories to life, and you, yeah, too much laughter, really. My cheeks hurt. So a huge thank you to you. If you want to see me on the other side of the GM screen, so as a player, you can do. I'm live every Thursday on Grumpy Battersby's channel, where I am playing Flink, the criminal mastermind hacker. Currently, I'm absolutely hammered in a nightclub, laughing as I have sabotaged my chimpanzee friend into a banana eating competition. This is the sort of chicanery we get up to over on Grumpy Battersby's channel. So if you want to see me being ridiculous and being a player, please do head on over. We are live every Thursday at 7 p.m. GMT. Well, British summertime at the moment. you can catch me there. For now, we're going to head over to the credit roll before we head on over to our raid. And it's a little bit awkward because I don't really know who to raid into.
Mike did put in the chat that he'd found somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, who had you found? I can't see.
I don't think he said, he just said he'd found somebody.
Oh, you have a raid target, by the way. Okay, lovely, fabulous. Do you know what? It's so funny, Mutinous Mikey, because that is exactly who I've got open, ready to raid into. Great minds think alike. We're going to say goodbye to our cast so that we can head on over to the credit roll.
Bye, lovely people. Goodbye.
Don't.
I'm waving.
Quentin is waving. I was going to say.
Bring me next week.
Oh dear, and here we are, credit roll. Huge thank you to all of you who joined us this evening for this absolute nonsense. Why you keep coming back is a mystery to me, but we keep streaming because you keep coming back, and there the cycle goes on and on and on. Here is the credit roll. It is over here. Here are all the incredible contributors to this evening's stream. So if you would like anything that you saw in our stream out on your tabletop, go and hit them up and see the amazing content that these people are making, because it is amazing, and without them the stream just would not be the same. So do head on over and check them out. We will be back next week at the same time, same place, to carry on chapter 7. So if you want to know whether or not Quentin manages to escape the Dean's room without waking him up, or has to resort to climbing in and spooning, you'll need to join us next week here on the Society Livestream. We're going to get ready to do the raid thingy, if I can remember how to do that, /raid. The initiative order. Now I'm going to have to check that to make sure that I haven't spelt that wrong completely. Do you know what? I may copy and paste it out of their channel just so that I can be sure that I got that right. We're going to head on over to the initiative order. They are some Free League friends. This is what I'm going to start calling all of these amazing content creators. Vaesen, the game that we play, is made by Free League, and the initiative order are currently playing Symbarome, which is another Free League game. So we're going to head on over to them. This might be really awkward, however, because they're on a break. So we might just randomly raid into this channel while they're on a break. Who knows? Who knows? Let's head on over. I'm going to hit the enter button and see if this will work first of all. Fabulous. There you go. We have created the raid. We're going to head on over. I'm going to say one last thank you to all of our incredible audience who came along and watched us this evening. We would play this game anyway because we have way too much fun, but we stream it for you guys so that we can share our passion and our love for these games with you, and hopefully you can have as much fun listening to the story as we do telling them. We're going to head on over to that raid now, so I hope to see you next week for more of this shenanigans. But for now, have a great week and enjoy the initiative order as we raid on over.